Yo, what's up guys, it's Gabzzz here and welcome back to another video. Today we have an interview with DAYONIKIN. Second time I've interviewed him. It was actually the first one I recorded out in Kitchener back last month. And it's a pretty good conversation. So if you enjoy, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below who you think I should interview next. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. What's good?
What's good?
Mean, I hate doing fucking intros, so I'm just
It's your boy, DAYONIKIN. I'm with Gabzzz right here. We on, not to disclose the street, but we on something street doing an interview up in Kitchener.
KW.
We're in KW. That's about that. And let him get to the questions and whatnot. What do you do for an intro? Hold on, let me get my drink.
Bro, honestly, I was literally just gonna intro it after. I'm like, we've set the scene. We're good enough.
Yeah, they know what's going on. They know that. Exactly. The thumbnail and the title is an interview.
Yeah. So you're back. You took a fucking 6-month break off social media.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you just so what was that about? Just mental health? And
it wasn't even just that. It was like there was a whole things that were kind of countering with it. Like DistroKid, I was doing a music release thing where basically you pay the $30 a year to release, unlimited music. If you're not familiar with the plan, that's kind of how it goes for the Musician Plus, because there's the standard one that nobody really likes. Musician one is the one that you really want. But basically, you pay $30 a year to drop unlimited music, but I didn't have $30 in my account because I was like broke. So they took that on my shit.
Oh shit!
And they're like, "Yo, no more DAYONIKIN." I'm like, oh damn, all right. So basically, all my music got taken down, and then I learned that you have to do this thing called leave a legacy, and you have to click a feature that's an additional 24 for a single.
Oh yeah.
Or an additional 50, but taking this USD.
Oh,
so when you go
fuck.
convert into Canadian, that's like 30, almost like $60. So basically, now that you see what I've been dropping just albums, because I have to just get all my old music out, and I don't want to pay $24 per single when all I was dropping was singles. I'd have to do 24 times 20, and I don't got that type of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just like, if it's $50 to drop an album, I'll just do 2 albums.
Well, yeah, that was actually on here. You're releasing a fuck ton. You just released. Did the second album come out this morning or some shit?
Yeah, I thought it came out. I didn't know if it came out yesterday or this morning, because yesterday the Rogers thing happened, and I have Rogers. So I got really screwed. Yeah. Cause take it, I was on FaceTime with this girl the night before, and we were talking, and then I ended up having her on the call the whole night while I was just working on the computer, and then I woke up, and then I was like, why isn't anything working? And I'm like, what's wrong with my router? What's wrong with everything? Everything is Rogers in the crib, man. Everything is Rogers.
That is fun.
Even the cable. I couldn't even watch the national TV.
It's wild that our country just falls apart if one company falls apart.
Yeah, man. I was tripping the whole morning, and I thought after that I was like, damn, I'm really addicted to my phone. I'm actually really I'm really into my phone. I need to get more
you need
natural.
To pull back.
I need to pull back.
Yeah.
You need to go vegan with technology.
You need to sober up from technology. No, but seriously, I fucking canceled the biggest concert in Toronto of for this week, fucking The Weekend.
They canceled it?
They postponed it.
For what?
Because the fucking whole stadium ran on Rogers.
That's actually funny. Yeah. Yo, I didn't even know that they canceled all of that because of Rogers.
Yeah.
So what were the technical difficulties of the whole Rogers Center?
Even Interact was down and stuff like that, so you couldn't pay for anything, so you couldn't probably buy any merchandise, you couldn't buy any fucking
that's
food.
what was also down?
Yeah.
Because Rogers owns Interact?
I think maybe Interact runs on their servers or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, because yesterday, I was trying to link up with Nate, and I couldn't call him because my phone, my data, and even though I went into the Wi-Fi, when you open up Wi-Fi on your phone or iPhone, whatever, and it shows that all the Wi-Fi signals are up, and I could connect to them if I just needed passwords and stuff. And I'm trying to connect to different Wi-Fi and it says I have Wi-Fi, but it's not working. And then I'm going through everything. I'm trying to call people and it's not working. I'm like, okay, I better go to the convenience store, just use a payphone. Go to the convenience store, payphone's not even working. So I go back home, and then some lady comes into the building. It's like, oh yeah, like it's down everywhere in Canada. I'm like, oh, so I can't even like call my dad because I'm not even at the same crib as my dad. Like my dad's like somewhere else. So I'm like, all right, yo, like I'm trying to call him. Can't call nobody. So I'm just like, what do I do? And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to a convenience store. Go to a convenience store because it's hot as fuck. We have nothing but milk in the crib. I don't want to drink milk. Like, what is milk gonna do on a hot summer day? So I go try to get Arizona. Can't even get that. And I'm like, I'm confused because now that you just mentioned the Interact, I'm like, yo, was Rogers the reason of the Interact? Because like they told me I couldn't use the Interact yesterday, and I was like, bro, what is happening? Like, did the internet just fall apart? And just the whole cyberspace just was like, nah, not today. Not today, Junior.
No, it was fucked. It's fucked. But yeah, I mean, let's start off with we'll talk about the first album and then we'll talk second. But so Traffic Jams, I reacted to it. Mm-hmm. I got a little name drop.
Yeah, sir.
But what was the inspiration behind that?
Honestly, with traffic jams, with the whole like idea of it, it wasn't really like themed. It was more or less just like kind of like how like it kind of sounds like traffic jams. It's like just a bunch of music just jammed in together. But basically, like I didn't really like sit down and think of like a scheme of how to like make the songs transition to each other. They kind of ended up just doing that on their own, and it kind of just turned out like pretty nice. You know what I mean? I feel like I could have probably sat down and like listened to them with like couple like selective and criticism type of ears and like came up with a better like transitioning list. But it's just like it's like not even really that important because it wasn't like themed. It wasn't like I sat down and was like, oh, I wanted to express this to all these people and I need them to feel this, and that's the outcome of like this album, right? The whole outcome was basically just like, yo, you in a traffic jam, or you know, you got just shit, just you know, just want to play some music. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of music back, bunch of re-released music plus new music, and then I did like remixes of certain songs. Like Ready to Roll had an extra artist. The mixing issue I know that you were talking about. The mixing could have been better. That wasn't even on my half. That was on most of the other people's halves. But it's not like it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like the verses were still audible, but you know, future reference they could be better, obviously. But it's just like progression.
Exactly, and I mean, you're also doing it independent.
So no labels, no like nothing really except for like I got a manager now, but like you know they don't got like people might not have managers. Like you know they're from different countries or different cities or provinces. Like,
it's tough when you're all on your own, especially as you said you were fucking broke like 6 months ago. So like
bro, I was like dumb, man. We got fucking evicted out the crib and shit. Like so much like I don't even want to like it's not about my life, you know what I mean? It's about the albums and all that stuff. But like it's just like bro, it's been crazy 6 months. I was off because of just one of those reasons, and then also like I was going through some things with this girl, and just like so many things were happening at once where I wasn't gonna say that it was like an eye-opener, but it was just like, yo, like, have you ever been in a situation where it's like you're subliminally tackling other situations while you're trying to tackle one situation, and then you're like, you're overwhelmed from just a simple situation that you're dealing with, and people around you are like, yo, like, why you having an out-of-body experience, but they don't really know what's going on, like, you know what I mean, like, you're stressing over like doing a simple thing like putting in a toonie at a fucking ATM, and you're slipping, and you're like, fuck. So you just lose it because you're having a bad day. And like you know things wounded up beforehand, but nobody else knows about that. So then you know it's like the first impression, and people just you know it's about what it looks like, not what it is most times. But it's just like I had to take a break because I seen that, and then also like I'm arguing with this girl on my phone. Then I go on the Explore page, and then Instagram just pops up a love quote like, yeah, fuck it, get some money. Like yo, okay, like, this is cool, but this is not what I need to see right now. And then I'll be seeing posts that are like that are like bashing guys, like on some feminist thing, and then it'll be like liked by the girl I'm literally arguing with, and I'm like, yo, this is not helping. Like, why are you showing me this Instagram?
Social media is gaslighting.
And then I press the 3 buttons. Yeah, they're literally gassing me. I'm like pressing the 3 buttons, like not interested, and I'm feeling like a pussy because I'm pressing the not interested button because I don't want to see these posts that are making me uncomfortable. But it's just like, then I thought about it, it's like, if I'm feeling uncomfortable for my own phone, why do I need to be on my phone? Fuck the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was like off for a bit, and then after that I tried transitioning from being on my phone and not on apps so much to just not being on my phone, and then being on my phone was a problem because I needed to be on my phone for music. I was like, oh, I need to be on Spotify for artists to check out my streams, and then I want to go DM my song to people, but I just don't want to actually have conversations with people that aren't like in real life. And then I went to a little phase where it was like, hey, I'm gonna follow everybody and only follow people I've met in real life. And then I was like, I'm just gonna keep it like I only follow people that I've actually met in my real life, and I could actually meet again. If I met you in real life and I feel like I could like literally call you and be like, hey man, like, you know, like I'm in your city, let's hang out, and like it's like, hey, let's do that. You know what I mean? That's the type of lifestyle I want, because like I feel like everything's so digital, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like it kind of flicks off of my brain and just what I'm trying to do at the same time on top of music and everything. Because it's like I think deep about a lot of things. I'm like kind of like an overthinker and overanalyzer. So like 16 minutes.
I know, I keep looking over. No, we're only at 11, so we're good. Okay.
All right, yeah, let's get into more questions about the album. I got off task last time, my bad.
Way back, mastering, mastering's hard, especially when you don't have money and you have to do it yourself. It's, I mean, I'm learning that myself. I mean, I haven't made enough music to actually go through the mastering process and whatever. But I'm gonna be learning.
Mastering is really just like the last touches of a song, and just like making sure everything's like, you know, level. That's when you get your level meter and you go check out like if your shit's like -12 threshold, you know what I mean? Just like the proper decibels for music release. You know what I mean? Like when you go upload to Spotify and stuff and DistroKid, they'll give you like a feature sometimes to level master your audio. Basically, they'll take your track and they'll boost it up to basically the streaming requirements. So like, you know, when you go to Spotify and you listen to one person's song, then another person's song, the volume doesn't change. But you go on SoundCloud, one song's like fucking like boom 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 boom, and the next song is like so quiet. It's because like SoundCloud doesn't have that type of requirement for the platform. They let you upload any form of WAV file. Like you could upload like the most distorted song ever, right? You could do that on Spotify too, but when you send it through Spotify, they're gonna add a limiter on your audio whether you like it or not, or notice it or not, that makes it audible for playing on their platform and their streaming service. Because they don't want a shitty like, yeah, you could have an offbeat song and stuff and all that, you know, we got Blueface, but then and then you got like all these other things. But it's like you listen to the audio, like the waveform and the volume stays at the same sound.
Yeah. So it's all technical shit.
That's also stupid. Just next question. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck me trying to be a smart guy.
And like, so the new album, I haven't listened to it really. I saw FYB's there, which I heard, and that's a fucking banger.
We got FYB. Between I re-released that. That's about it, to be honest. Like a lot of new songs, but also like some old songs. Now I released everything. Like it's like 56 songs that are re-released now, or just released. So now I basically released everything that like I was already planning to release like the last couple of years ago, actually, because like I was trying to like drop this stuff when I was like 15 and I'm 17. Yeah. So like all that is like kind of old music, and if not, like there's only like maybe like 10 of those songs that have been recorded when I was like 16, 17. Yeah. The rest of those were like I was way younger. Yeah. So like now I'm at a time where like I'm gonna be dropping a bunch of different music, and like it's gonna be different styles, because like I don't even make like that particular style anymore. Like the newer stuff that we're working on is more like EDM, and we're doing like dance, and we're doing house and techno. Oh, like shit. I got some EDM artists from Toronto, and some guys from Niagara, and next guys from Waterloo, that we're all gonna work together and stuff, do some mixing. But it's gonna be more or less like traditional EDM tracks. Like there's not gonna be too many vocals on it, so like my vocals are just gonna be kind of like sampled onto the song. So it's gonna be like released under my name, but it's gonna be like more of a cross collaboration with me and a next EDM artist, but with like their name on the cover, and then my name like kind of like almost like I'm featuring, but it's like under me, you know what I mean? Just to give them a buzz, because like I'm bigger as like as a rapping artist, but they're bigger as like a EDM rave. So if we do like a little clash thing, and then plus I be doing my singing thing, so kind of just like correlates with each other if we if we eliminate it or just fucking if we just implement it right,
Yeah.
we can do something fire.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking up my words. If we element it.
I have an interesting question. I think so. This doesn't really have anything to do with your music, but you met Murder Beats.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, honestly, I went to my stepmom's because they live out they live far. I forgot that I can't even like give you guys so much like detail like my life and shit.
You don't want to dox yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to put myself in a fucking hole. But anyways, I'm chilling with my stepmom, and she tells me that she actually went to high school. No, not high school, but she lived in the same small town with this guy when he was a kid. So I was like, wow, that's cool. And I don't even listen to Murder Beast that well. Or not. That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know Murder Beast that well. I know him as a producer, but I don't know him like besides from that like personal life or anything. Like I'm not keeping up with the Kardashians. So I'm chilling and I'm like, oh, that's cool, right? Like I don't even show too much like excitement off of the fact that she's like, oh, yo, I know Murder Beats, this and that. Like I'm like, cool. And then she's like, oh, I'll invite him one time. And then I kind of brush it off, right? I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, like whatever. Then it's like later on, like down maybe like I say 2, 3, maybe a month later, she's like, hey, we're gonna have a dinner and this guy's gonna be there. And I'm like, oh, okay. I go there and then nobody's calling him by Murder Beats. Like nobody there actually knows him by Murder Beats. Like everybody's calling him by his actual name, like Shane. So like everybody was like, yo, this guy talking about this guy, right? And they're talking about like high school times. And then my stepmom's brother, I'm not even gonna say his name, but basically he was chilling there and he's talking about how he went to school with him and then how he started making beats and how actually like the story of him blowing up was him just sending a bunch of beats to people and stuff, and then the Migos hopped on his stuff. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I kind of already knew that, right? That's like how everybody knew Murder Beats got big. But basically he was telling me some stuff like, oh, this and that, like, oh, you gotta do this promotion type scheme, and this guy's trying to tell me stuff that I kind of already know. And then he walks in. It's just Murder Beats. Nice chain on, you know what I mean? He's got his dad on it because his dad passed away. Rest in peace. But basically, he walked in and he was saying what's up to everybody. Nobody was acting even weird about it. Nobody was even like, oh my gosh, that's Murder Beats. You know what I mean? Everybody already knew this guy. Everybody knows him since he was a kid, right? And taking, like, apparently, like, he got family hella close to where my family be. So it was really cool. And then taking, like, they were like family friends and shit. And my stepmom was like, bro, she secondhandly embarrassed me. She literally was like, show him the music video, Dion. Show him the music video, Dion. Oh my God. And then this guy's like, hey, I got thousands of kids who ask me every day to listen to this song when I'm walking through LA and all this. Like, I'll do this for you, but like I don't know. I feel like she ruined. She didn't mean to, obviously. You know what I mean? It's out of love and respect. Like, just ruined the first impression a little bit because like how I was trying to approach it, I was just trying to chill at the dinner. You know, let him do his thing. He's coming over for dinner. He's not coming over for no music freaking contract. He's not trying to hand no little kid freaking record label right off the spot, right? So the plan was to literally just vibe and then, you know, meet this guy, dap him up, you know, have a little conversations about next things that aren't even music, and then, you know, slip into music later on. Like, you know, be like, yeah, I make music, man, you know, conversate, you know, like, but it was just whatever, you know. I showed him the music video. He said he liked it. I mean, he honestly wasn't too excited. He probably has better stuff to do, but it was a crazy experience to meet him, man. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not a cock gobbler, so I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, it's the best experience of my life. Like, it was sick though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is cool. I mean, I just remember seeing your story. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is he doing with
I was
Beats?
just like, yeah, I posted it, and so many people were like, what the fuck? Like, the randomest link up ever. Yeah. It's like, yeah, man, I'm out here. And they're like, oh my gosh, you guys making these songs? And I literally told people, no, like, we did not do anything together.
No.
Like I'm keeping it honest. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why?
He doesn't have time for that.
Exactly. Like, you think he's really got time to freaking make a song in his long high school friend's sister's backyard? Like, that's just a long breaking down of like, you know what I mean?
Like just birds chirping in the background of the song.
Yeah, it's just not a good time. It's also the first time I met him. Like, I don't think I've ever even met somebody. Voice crack. I don't think I've ever even met somebody and been like, hey, make a song with me in my backyard. Not even my backyard. Make a song with me and my friends that I haven't seen in so many years from high school's backyard. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't come to his mind, and that's cool. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like getting put on the spot. Like,
exactly.
I know I went to French school my whole life, so every time I ever meet someone, it's like, oh, speak French. I'm like, the fuck do you want me to say?
Yeah, exactly. Like if they just started speaking to you in French, you just kind of be like, But it's like also if you were going into like, let's say you know that you're going to Montreal and you're like, hey, I gotta order some food now. You know what to do. You're like, I'm ready for this.
Like it's useful in like actual situations, but I'm not gonna go over here and be like, oh yeah, ben c'est quoi ça? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Like
to like say seal in French and
speak French, say something in French. I'm like, bro, it's just a language.
Yeah, it's not even that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember I used to be with this girl and she used to speak French, and then she's like, yo, like speak French, and I'm like, what do I say? And then she would just start texting me in French, like full on sentences about like, hey, so basically I went to the mall with and then this happened, and then this happened, and then take it, I put it in Google Translate, and then you know how Google Translate is. They don't give you the correct shit all the time. So I'm reading, I went to the mall with Stacy. Friend flipped off a sign. I'm like, what? You flipped off a sign? And she's like, no, I fell in front of the sign. And it's like, so mixed up. You know what I mean? But that was just an example. I don't think front flip and flip, like, you know, just like correlate with each other, but stuff.
I don't think anyone's flipping off signs.
But it's like, that's just like an example. But like she'd speak to me in French, but like she'd add the accents and stuff. So like I try to text back also in French, and I don't have the accents on my computer. I mean my keyboard. And she's like, "You're not typing it right," and I'm like,
"Bitch, what the fuck?"
I'm like, I'm trying. Like what?
Yeah, are you the grammar Nazis? Like,
and then she's like, "You're not trying good enough," and I'm like, "All right, another 6 months." I'm gone.
Just disappears again.
I'm like back to my hole.
Yeah. So I mean, I honestly really don't have that much else to talk about. I don't know if you wanted to talk about anything, promo anything.
I don't got nothing else to promo, but yo, I'm gonna be dropping some music videos soon. We're gonna do I think I'm doing a show today. Yeah, we're doing a show tonight. New Hamburg, I think we're going to. I'm supposed to go with Careless. If you don't know who that is, shout out him because he's Careless on Instagram. He does shows in like, he did a couple shows in Chicago, did a couple other shows in Detroit, I think. He's been around. He's done his gigs. He hasn't released too much music. I think he does like most he does opening shows for people a lot. And that's pretty good. Yeah. I haven't done too many opening shows for anyone, so I can't really even like put myself in that bracket and say like what it's like, because I've only done like pop-up shows, and I've also done I've done ticket sales shows before, where like I've had people come to the door, you know, buy tickets, and then you make the sales off the tickets, and then there's other shows where basically you just pull up and then you host for set hours and then you just get paid, right? Yeah. That's what I was doing last time with like the Kitchener Market. I went there. Performed for them. They paid me $250. They had to invoice actually with the city. That's the first time I actually got paid by the city. Like, yeah, the city paid me. It wasn't even them, bro. It was the city. Like, I got an email and it was literally like the Kitchener Farmers Market at like KW. Like, I go like, you know, take that and you paste it into like Google. You just go look up like the Kitchener Farmers Market. Like, yeah, it's like Kitchener bylaw. Like, them niggas, like them niggas who pull up in the white cars and be like, hey, man, shouldn't be doing that. I'm going to have to call the police on you. I'm going to have to call the police on you. They can't even make a citizen's arrest on you. Like, taking some white guy coming out of his fucking Ford Escape, literally with a beer gut and a fucking belt and a fucking Swiss Army knife from KW Surplus, comes at you, is like, hey, I'm making a citizen's arrest. Get on the ground. Like, yeah, the bylaw can't even do that to you. Can't even do that. They have to be like, hey, I'm calling. Stay there. I have you on camera. I have your license plate and everything. Right? Like they can't even like handcuff you or nothing like that. And it's jokes. It's hilarious. But basically, they paid me. Those guys I'm talking smack about, they paid me. Yeah,
So, yeah.
like it or not, they sent the e-transfer.
Yeah. No, I'll have to talk to you and come out to a show one time.
Of course, bro. Honestly, we should like do some YouTube videos, vlogs, and stuff. I'm trying to do more content. Like I need more content. Like, but like I'm one of those people where like I don't like doing things by myself, bro. So like, unless if it's music, because like honestly, like I do it better by myself than like with a lot of people. Like I can't collaborate with a lot of people because like honestly, like I've met with some people and they try to critique my shit, and it's like, yo, focus on your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because like it's like I'm cool for collaborating, but when it comes into like people trying to like change everything I'm doing just because they don't like it or something, like, because I've met some people where they're like, hey, I don't really agree with that bar, and I'm like, okay, what should I do? Re-freestyle that whole entire song because I didn't write that shit. Nigga. Like, what the fuck you want me to do about it? Like, I don't remember that. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to do? And then they're like, well, like maybe just like, you know, maybe just like say something more like truthful. And I'm like, yo, personally, I feel like everything I say is almost the truth to me, if not the truth to how I'm feeling in that particular moment. Because since I do freestyle like all my songs except for like certain ones that I will literally say like, hey, I wrote this one. Like I'm not gonna be that guy and tell you that I freestyled my writtens and then like freaking wrote my freestyles or some shit. Like, nah, it's gonna be like straightforward, straight, honest, truth opinions. A lot of people told me that they didn't mess with the bars out of their opinions, and they're like, hey, truthful opinion. I'm like, okay, thank you for your opinion. What don't you like? And then I sit down with a lot of people, and sometimes they don't even realize what they don't like. After you like sit there, they just want to say something to like make you literally just stop and like give them that attention. Because if they're like, hey, I love your music, you're like, oh, thank you, and then you go do your thing. They're like, yeah, it was alright. You're like, I know that was good. What don't you like? And then you want to personally know because you know with yourself that you're proud of yourself. So you actually want to know, because no matter what they say to you, you're not going to really get offended. You're not going to get yourself put down to a lower level. Yeah. But that's all part of their tactic. That's their whole entire tactic. They're like manipulating you in a whole entire sense. They want you to do that. They literally like, I'm going to do this action because he's going to do this next action, and then I'm going to counter it with this action.
Yeah. They want to get in your head and just make you question everything.
And they want to make you question everything, and then you make an irrational decision, and then let's say that rational decision does something that's beneficial to you, and then they just want to come slither in and be like, yeah, I'm the reason that guy did that.
It's crazy.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Nah.
But yeah, other than that, you know, we dropped the Traffic Jams that had 30 songs, all platforms, you know, DAYONIKIN, it's basically Dayon, D-A-Y-O-N, my name, I-K-I-N. Gonna ask why I came up with that name. Don't know. just the way it is, man. Just came up with it. Sounds nice. Girls love it. Niggas think it sounds tough. That's all that matters.
Well, that's it. I mean, thank you for coming.
Man.
Honestly, it was
my hands are sweaty, bro.
Holy shit! Got some moisture.
Yeah, I just grip it out. It's fucking crush.